You're asking the
There you
umpires are out there already.
go.
Give it another 5.
The wait is over and the teams are ready. T20 Challenge is back.
Sun is shining and I feel so good.
Come show us your moves from anywhere in South Africa.
'Cause it's a good day for it, a good day for it.
Meet the stars, feel the vibe, and experience the thrill.
That's huge. That is out of the park.
Support your favorite team in your favorite city.
Brilliant catch.
Bring your energy, bring your passion. Hashtag bring on your moves.
Golden.
Now I play for the Hollywood Best Dolphins.
From the DP World Lions,
Alphabet Warriors.
Gold Rush Boland, World Sports Betting, Western Province,
the Mutiram Tuskers,
Northwest Dragons.
The Momentum Multiplier Titans.
Get your tickets for the T20 Challenge now and be there for the action. Hashtag bring on your moves. Woza nawe.
Good afternoon, all listeners and viewers, and welcome here to the Mangaung Oval, as we are here today for the CSA Division 2 Qualifier 1 between the Flex Brands Knights and the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. I am Aya van Wyk, and with me I've got John Harmer here in commentary. John, welcome. Interesting match we've got in our hands here today. And yeah, looking forward to the contest.
Thank you, Aya. Yes, it looks to be a belter. We are here in Mangaung Oval, the City of Roses in Bloemfontein. The last game on Saturday was rained out. There's been weather forecast today of rain at 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock, but at the moment, clear skies. We are looking forward to it. As the Knights have won the toss, Flexbrand Knights, they've elected to, let's see, the ball first. So yeah, bowling first here today. What are your thoughts, Aya, on this decision?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting one. I'm always of the personal opinion in a sure, and they're comfortable chasing on their home ground. They know it's a big playing field. There's deep pockets, and they can run well between the wickets. As the two opening batters of the Eastern Cape and Yati come to the crease, and it's Nathan Roux and Lishe Sazani. Nathan Roux also the captain of the team, and if I can go through the Eastern Cape and Yati team, they're led by the captain Nathan Roux, Lishe Sazani, Christian de Toy, Jason Niemand, Vian Ruffen, Msadise Malika. He's also the wicket keeper, Michael Copeland, Harris Kutzer, Alendile Nhlekwa, Tuzama Totana, and Kauri Molefe. John, if you can maybe take us through the Knights lineup.
Yeah, today the Knights looking strong at the top again with Jacques Neyman. Gian Kluter is there as well. Patrick Buerta is back into the side. We've got Cole Abrams as well. Haasbroek has been playing phenomenally this season. We've got Federmas, Seth, who's been also good this season. Magala is back into the side. Johan van Dijk, the big seamer, into the attack. We've also got Suboto, the veteran campaigner, in the squad as well. And yeah, who've I got left out here, my man? Bongi Mhlanga. So yeah, we're seeing the Flexbrand Knights getting ready to start their innings.
Yeah, just a reminder to all our viewers that today is Qualifier 1 of the CSA Division 2 T20 competition. So the winner here goes straight to the final, and the loser gets another chance, and that will be on the 21st of November. Both of these teams finished top of the table, with the Knights in first position, Eastern Cape and Yati in second position. As Sasanda Magala, he's going to kick us off from the Loch Logan end, and he's going to open a bowling to Nathan Roux to kick us off. We've got Katz and Thule as umpire, and we've got Valdo Lategan standing off the Willows end. First ball of the match, run down to third man by Lishle Sazani. Excuse me, Nathan Roux.
Yeah, Susander Magala, known for hitting line and length, and we saw that ball just come up a bit to Nathan Roux. It's the area he would like to bowl, as we see a third man in place and deep square leg, one slip, Jock's name on.
Good length again from Magala. Good start from him. As Lishle Zazani gets off the mark. Interesting choice here to bowl the first over from the Loch Logan end. That means they will finish the innings at the Willows end, and for a right-hander that will be hitting with the wind towards the shorter boundary. Just a small thing teams sometimes forget. Playing in a T20 as that last over gives a lot of momentum into your second innings as Magala strains down leg. Good stop by Gian Kluter, the wicket keeper.
We were speaking beforehand, Arya, about how important the power play is in setting the tone, and that the Flex Brand Knights haven't been as strong as they would like to have been this season, especially in the power play with their bowling.
Yeah, I think as we mentioned previously, I think the plans might have been there, but the execution hasn't been there at all. And look, if you want to bowl in a power play, the one thing you're going to need to be is accurate. If the batter's going to score, he's going to need to score from your length. As Nathan Roux takes another single to third man of a good length delivery, and I think, John, that is where the Knights have erred. They've been giving a lot of whiff in the power play, and that is bread and butter for batters in a power play. They want to let go of their hands. So in the power play in T20 cricket, I think it's the last thing you want to be doing. Not a good length delivery there from Magalas, taking a quick single from Zazani to the vacant mid-wicket area. Just a reminder again to the viewers today that it's Qualifier 1, and both of these teams, they were league toppers. So with the Knights, the Flex Brand Knights, they finished in first position with 20 points, and the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, they finished in second place with 19 points. That means that the winner will go straight to the final after today. The loser, they will get a second chance on Thursday. Tomorrow is the eliminator between the team who finished third, that is the Garmin Rood Badgers and the Mpumalanga Rhinos. That match is taking place at Oudtshoorn. So the winner of today, they've got a nice. If you can win your game today, and you know you're in the final, you can sit back for the rest of the week. Look who you're going to play against and plan accordingly, as well as having a home final. So John, really for the Flex Brand Knights, everything is working in your favour for this upcoming week.
Bit of width off a cut, straight to cover. Yeah, they've got everything in their favour as the first over comes to an end. 5 runs for the loss of none. Good over there from Susanna Magala to start off this innings. They are playing at home. They would love to get to that final first shot. They've been looking fantastic this whole season. Interestingly enough, the only loss they suffered was to the Eastern Cape side that they're playing today. Might be something interesting. It was a low scoring match, but now they're at home. He was mentioning beforehand, this is a big field, and something very important here at the Mangaung Ovals is the running of twos, is being able to find those pockets, turning ones into twos, and we see that play out a lot. So they know their game, and they would look to capitalize here today.
Yeah, as we see coming into the attack is Malusi Soboto from the Willows in. He's also captain for today. Yeah, I think John, if you need to be precise in how you're going to chase the score. As I said, as he pitches it up a good length, Zazani threw his hands over the top, and they're coming back for 2 as the ball squirted away to third man.
Lucy Soboto, the veteran campaigner, known for hitting his line and length, and always great delivery there. see the first sign of trying to go over the top, knowing the runs are on offer on this field. This time he does connect better. It's tripling away to the boundary. It's going to be recovered. With the rain that we've had this last week at Mangaung, the outfield is not as fast as we used to know it.
Okay.
But they do come back for 2.
Yeah, just a bit of unawareness there from Cezanne. The field is extremely heavy underfoot. The ball is always going to plug. And it wasn't the best of running just to get him 2 off that ball. As Siboto, he bowls a third over in a third ball in a second over. Ball was down leg, not wired because of the new rule and the new markings on the pitch as of 2 months ago. That you can actually now miss leg stump, and if it's inside the marking on the leg side, it's not called a wide. I actually see a lot of cricketers still being unaware of the rule change, John. As for Lucy Bowles, that's a good length, half stop from Haasbroek at point. Cezanne jogs through for a single. It's a team change, and from the previous match tonight's played, Riley Rousseau is not playing, which is obviously a big loss. Riley Rousseau is a big hero of the ball, and Patrick Botha came in to replace him. Patrick Botha is a seasoned campaigner. He's a good head to have in a run chase, and then Ruben du Toit has came in for Ruben Maria. So that's the 2 changes the Knights made. Is the 5th ball of the second over has been bowled by Siboto. Good length, good shot from Ru. Half stop from Siboto means the batters only get 1. Nathan Roux, he played a lot of his cricket here in Bloemfontein before moving back. We didn't say home. Nathan Roux is from Queenstown, but he's playing for his home team, which has always been Border. So I think it's a proud moment for Nathan Roux to be the captain of the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. As they take a quick single, but shy at the bowler's end. Ruan Haasbroek, he's one of the better fielders in Div 2 cricket. Half chance maybe there for the Knights. As the second over of the power play is completed, the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, they are 12 without loss.
Yeah, as we see Nathan Roux call that one early for the quick single, making his ground comfortably. End of the second over, 12 for the loss of none. It's been a good contest so far. Nothing's been given or taken. It's still waiting for that moment. Bowling has been good. Batting has been disciplined, but we know fireworks can happen at any moment here.
Yeah, already a better start from the Knights with the ball way tighter, no whiff to speak of. Magala has bowled a hard length, as we see Jacques Simon goes out of the slip position into mid-wicket. That tells you obviously that the bowling team feels that there isn't a lot of movement from off the seam of the wicket, as a third man and a deep squares in place as your 2 mandatory fielders outside of the ring in a power play. Magala, he bowls the first ball of the third over, pitched up straight to mid-off, no run.
Yeah, this has been good from the Flexbrand Knights so far. Much more disciplined, and they'll be liking these dot balls, just trying to build a bit of pressure. We know that rule in cricket, dot balls do build pressure. We'll see what plays a disciplined play.
Yes, Captain Siboto and Magala just have a conversation quickly here between balls. You can feel that something is building up. We are waiting for something to happen here as Magala, he's bowling to Zazani. Zazani walks over, good length, he just chips it over to mid-wicket. This is good bowling from Magala. Top of the stumps, forcing the batter to make the play. As I'd say, Zazani was a bit fortunate there. He didn't cover the length of that ball. Nonetheless, they take 1 run.
Just talking about the pressure being added and the first sign of a crack. As Zazani, the previous over went over the top twice, over mid-on. This time mistiming it, almost finding the hands of Jock Snyman. As Nathan Roux, skipper, is back on strike. As a lot of decisions are being made in the field. Zander Magala, as we see extra cover coming across now to the mid-wicket region.
Yeah, 5 fielders now all of a sudden on the leg side. That means you can't really bowl outside off. As Magala, he comes in, and that's exact. I think he was very fortunate there as Roux gave himself some room there. This might be slightly unnecessary, as you can feel that pressure is building. It's not, you don't really have to change. I think Magala's bowling a good length. You can feel that the batters, they need to make the play. Magala is going to need to be very accurate here with 5 fielders on the leg side, 2 mid-wickets. Only one cover, solitary cover in the offside. It's a 4th ball and the 3rd over is being bowled. Good length. Great shot by Roux. Nathan Roux. He enjoys that shot. He likes the mid-wicket area. Steps into that shot, flicks it over mid-wicket. As we see the first boundary of the innings.
That's a fantastic shot, Oya. I mean, 2 mid-wickets in place and he still takes it on, flicks it over mid-wicket and says, I'll have that, thank you.
Yeah, that's his strength. Nathan Roux likes to whip through mid-wicket. I think it was quite predictable what the play was going to be, but he still executed it. It wasn't a bad ball for Magala, as the 5th ball is being bowled here in the 3rd over of the power play, pitched up. He hits it to mid-off, scampered single. You can already see the Knights' plans here. They're going to bowl straight at the stumps. I don't think it's a bad ploy. They might just have their field placings a bit off, as we'll see the last ball here of the 3rd over from the Logan end.
As a coach yourself, Oya, just thinking Nathan Roux's running really well, but taking singles where they not necessarily should be singles here. Straight to mid-off, being able to still get that single, keeping the scoreboard ticking. He's playing a good knock so far.
Yeah, I think it's end of the over. It's all about limiting the damage here. Fielders are on the ring as Sazani, he charges Magala. Fielder tracking back, and great catch by Patrick Botha. Wasn't an easy catch, it was an overhead catch. He pedalled back, and the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, they lose their first wicket. Sazani, he's gone for 9, as Eastern Cape Iinyathi, they are 18 for 1 after 3 overs.
First wicket down as Sazani has to depart for 9, and we've been seeing the signs coming. He'd been trying to go over the top 3 times in the last 2 overs. Unsuccessful this time around, skying it. It was a great catch there at mid-on. It was not easy, as Arya said. And yeah, the first wicket, what they wanted in the power play. The Knights, flex brain rights, have that first wicket.
That's a great result for the Knights. That's what I meant just a bit earlier. It's not necessarily always necessary to try and create something. You could feel the pressure was building. Magala was bowling very well. He's hitting a good length. He's forcing the batters to hit the ball over the bowler's head, and that's all you can ask for from your captain. That's all you can ask for from your bowlers is if you're going to be hit in a power play, you're going to ask bowlers to get hit from their lengths, and that's exactly what Sazani tried there, and he tried to hit Magala over his head, and that you could sense the pressure building. Yeah. So good result for the Knights there, as Christian de Tooy of Eastern Cape Iinyathi, he makes his way to the crease. Christian de Tooy, he's a hard hitter of the ball. And we also see a bowling change here, John, from the Willows end.
Bowling change here from the Willows end as we see spin introduced, left arm orthodox. Bongi coming into the attack. Introducing spin, usually it's Jock Snyman that's introduced in the power play. Oh yeah, plan here with the right-hander, trying to get some turn. As we see a slip in place, Zander Magala and slip as we see a long off. We've only got one man out and deep square leg. Long off and deep square leg.
Yeah, Maslanga, he's bowling to Roux. Plan will be quite simple as as Roo just hits it straight to short cover. Don't think there's going to be any spin on offer. If I looked at a wicket, it's a hard new ball. The ball won't spin, so he's going to try and hit the stumps here, Mhlanga, as comes into Roo. That's a great length, straight towards the stumps, good hard length. And that's kind of what they're going to try and do here, John. They're going to try and squeeze a couple of dots. Already did. They started here with 2 dots. Now all of a sudden the play needs to be done by Nathan Roo. It's a power play. He needs to score boundaries. What option is he going to take? Is he going to go across the line to the leg side boundary? Let's see. He goes for a slog sweep, not executed. All the way to long off, and a great catch by Ruan Haasbroek. That's exactly what the Knights would have wanted. Great bowling change by captain Malusi Siboto, and well executed by Mbongi Mhlanga. Great wicket and great result as the captain of the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, Nathan Roo. He makes his way.
Fantastic bowling change. Mhlanga was just floating it in nicely. I was just about to add that, oh, he's not darting it in, he's giving it a bit of air. And it was there on offer to be hit, but we've seen the timing on the pitch hasn't been that excellent as we used to see here at the Mangaung Oval. And Nathan Roo, the skipper, has to depart. It was a great catch here by Ruben Haasbroek. And the Eastern Cape Iinyathi find themselves 18 for the loss of 2. The openers are gone. As we see, to the middle comes Jason Niemand.
Yeah, the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, they find themselves now in a pickle, but a great bowling change by Captain Malusi Siboto, and well executed by Mbongi Mhlanga. Really well constructed over so far. 2 dots, and all of a sudden the play was in a batter's hands. And exactly, again, a great example of, as a captain, you want, if you're going to be scored off as a bowler, you want the batters to hit you from your lengths, and that's exactly what the Knights bowlers are asking so far. Very disciplined start, 1 extra so far from Agala down leg, and that was basically it as bad balls are concerned. As Jason Niemand, he will face his first ball from Mhlanga straight on the stumps. Great start to the new batter, straight to mid-wicket. He starts with a dot. As 2 balls remain in this 4th over of the power play. Eastern Cape Iinyathi, they are 18 for 2. Something's going to need to start to happen here for them. They're going to need to take on Mhlanga from his best deliveries as he hits the stumps again. Back to him. This is great bowling from Mhlanga.
As we see the Flexbrand Knights, they're just building momentum. The bowlers are bowling well, and it's giving energy to the fielders and vice versa. You can see there's a real buzz on the field now. They're building this pressure. They've done what they wanted to do in this power play, and they're going to be looking to capitalize on this.
Last ball here for the Knights. I think fielders will just limit the damage, hang on the ring, protect the boundary. As Mhlanga hits the stumps again, as Niemand gets off the mark. Slight misfield by Johan van Dijk at middle. Nonetheless, 4 overs has been bowled. Fantastic over by Mbongi Mhlanga. He only conceded 1 run in that previous over, and he took a very important wicket off Nathan Roo. As we see a bowling change from the Flexbrand Knights. Johan van Dijk, he's going to come in from the Loch Logan end. As expected, he's got the wind at his back, and important over, I would say. This is for the Knights. All the momentum is with the Knights. If they can keep their nerve here and keep their length, the Eastern Cape Iinyathi is going to be forced to hit the bowlers from their lengths, and that's exactly what you want in the power play.
Most definitely, Johan van Dijk, the big seamer. He's going to be coming in, storming in. So yes, a lot of work, recovery work here to do for Jason Niemand and Christian de Toey in the middle for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. They found themselves a bit in a ditch at the moment. They can still dig themselves out. We know that in T20 cricket things can quickly turn around, momentum can shift. But it's at the moment currently with the Flexbrand Knights.
Good change here from Malusi Siboto. Two new batters at the crease. He gets his slip in. He's got no mid-wicket. That means there's an extra fielder in the offside. As Van Dijk, he bowls his first delivery from the Loch Logan end. Quick. into the ribcage area of the batter as they take 1-2 deep square. The Knights, Flexbrand Knights can sense the opportunity here for a third wicket, John. Stats show that if you take 3 wickets in a power play, you do have a 72% chance of winning a T20 cricket match. So I think the Knights, they want to go for the kill here. They've got their slip in position as Christian de Toy, he's not off the mark yet, as he will face Johan van Dijk. Good length delivery.
Excellent length there from Johan van Dijk. Yeah, they'll be wanting that third wicket. Johan van Dijk, who's got some real pace behind him. He would be disappointed with recent attempts. Not as been as accurate as he would like. He's got a big role yet to play, knowing that if he can get through this partnership, the Knights are looking at a good opportunity to win this game, as we see just a bit of the wind more blowing. On the money again, it's driven hard past mid-off, and it's going to be a boundary. Excellent shot there from Christian de Toy.
It's a great shot by Christian de Toy. Exactly how we know Christian de Toy. He's a hard hitter. He likes it being pitched up. He's going to look to hit the bowler past. He's going to look to hit the ball past the bowler or over his head. But that was a great shot to hit a bowler of Johan van Dijk's pace. Beat it mid-off. Great shot from Christian de Toy to get him going. Like this field from the Knights. Johan van Dijk, he's got his 2 covers in. He's got a slip in. They're all looking for another breakthrough. So you would excuse the previous boundary. Slightly overpitched as Van Dijk, he bowls the 4th ball of the 5th over, and the Toy, he pierces cover and point. Balled in by Arsbrook at the offside boundary. Not a good looking shot from Christian de Toy there.
That was an excellent boundary. As we've seen the wicket so far, it's not been the easiest getting the middle of the bat or getting the timing well, but that shot was hit superbly. As we see a fielding change.
Slip being taken out. I think that's more to protect the over. He's into mid-wicket. That's saying that Johan van Dijk's going to go slightly straight.
Big appeal. As we see Christian de Toy trying to play across the line into that mid-wicket region.
Yeah, Christian de Toy, he's going to play his game. He likes it pitched up. He's going to go hard at it. As this makes for interesting cricket here. We're in the last ball of the 5th over. Eastern Cape Iinyathi 26 for 2. They need boundaries. They need to score quicker. And the Flexbrand Knights, they've got one of their premier bowlers bowling. So it's all to watch here. It's as Van Dijk, he finishes the over off. An interesting leave to keeper Gian Klute, which concludes the 5th over of the power play. Eastern Cape Iinyathi, they 26 for 2.
For 2. Yeah, the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. I was just saying that you still look to play positively. You still, that scoreboard pressure, have to get a total on that. Mangaung Oval is known for higher totals. It's a batting surface on most occasions. With the rain that we've had, we're not too sure, but at the moment they're not finding it too easy there in the middle. As we see another bowling change, the skipper Moses Saboto bringing himself back into the attack from the Willows end.
Yeah, last over of the power play. That's also always a very, very important over in T20 cricket, as this over can determine where the rest of the innings momentum goes. So very important over as Siborto hits the stump, often great length to start with, to Jason Niemand.
It's a beautiful line.
Great line, especially at the Mangaung Oval. I force the batter to hit the ball straight past the bowler. Nothing really to suggest so far that he's a difficult wicket, or I think the Knights has been bowling tight. we've seen good carry and pace that over before from Johan van Dijk. It's another good length delivery, gets defended to extra cover by Niemand.
Yeah, so Mauricio Saboto and Sazinda Magala, not the quickest seamers out there. They do take pace off the ball, and it's a bit more difficult to get the ball away. Johan van Dijk, we did see he gets nice carry through. All of your top seamers. This one again on the money. It's just worked around. Fine leg. A lot of recovery have to be made from deep square leg. It's come back. They're coming back for 3, and that's excellent running.
Great running. Christian de Toy realizing that throws into the wind, and he took a chance on the arm. So great running as Saboto. That was a good ball, risk taken by Niemand to get the ball into the leg side. Mhlanga only bowling that one previous over here from the Willows end, which looked quite effective as Saboto. He opted as captain to bring himself on, and he makes a fielding change. He brought up third man and he put it out a deep mid-wicket. So we've got deep mid-wicket, deep square. He bowls straight, vacant mid-wicket area. He takes Christian de Toy. He takes one to the deep mid-wicket boundary. Good over so far from Saboto.
So, yeah, what would your thinking be here? You're in a good position, the Flexborough Knights captain. We'll see what happens after the power play. Do you keep the pressure on, or do you just contain the situation as it is? Obviously, these two gentlemen in the middle can bat, and you don't want them to get comfortable in the middle.
Yeah, I think, John, you always want to keep on trying to trade wickets. If you can keep on taking wickets, that's your main. That's kind of your main method of stopping runs, as we saw an off-pace delivery there from Saboto. So I think the mindset should always be to try and take wickets, John, instead of maintaining or containing and kind of preventing damage. As we never know how the pitch is going to play until two teams bats on it. So that's why you always want to go with a positive mindset. As we see the last ball of the power play from Saboto, hack across the line from the Toy into the leg side boundary, as it was a missed field but lazy running, as Iinyathi they only settled for 1 run to end the power play.
Yeah, end of the power play, 32 for the loss of 2, as we see a change of commentary as Arya leaves the commentary box, and I'm joined by Rafiq. Welcome, Rafiq.
Thanks, John. Great start here by the Knights. I think this is most probably their best power play with the ball that they've had this season. Bit of change in tactics, opening the bowling with Magala and Saboto. It's paid off for them. So they would be quite pleased the position that they find themselves in. Eastern Cape Iinyathi 32 for 2 after the 6 power play overs.
It has been their best power play so far, the Flexborough Knights. They'll be very happy with that. We've seen in recent matches it being easily a 50-60 runs in the power play. It's easy to score, but constricting them to 32 runs, they'll be very happy with that.
Yeah.
As we see Mbongi Mogala to continue his spell now from the Loch Logan end. As we see long off, long on, deep square leg and a deep mid wicket in place. And there's sweeper as well. So all 5 men out on the boundary. And there's
Big LBW appeal there by Mhlanga. Umpire Ntuli not interested, and they're coming back for the second. Umpire indicates no bat, and that's leg buys. Yeah, Mhlanga has been very good for the Knights this season, especially in this format. And an excellent first over from him.
Bowling a good line here. We have seen in the previous over Christian de Toy slashing it across his wickets to more square than usual on a length on the line. So that's what Mshlanga would be liking to do here, trap in front. As we see this time, he steps across his wickets trying to ramp it over, but he misses it and it hits the wickets, and he celebrates as another wicket falls. Christian de Toy has to depart. He has to depart for 8 runs from 10 deliveries, and that's the big third wicket the Knights were looking for.
That is a massive wicket, and again you can sense that the pressure's just telling you. If you look at that run rate at the moment, just going over that, just over 5 and over at the moment, and you sense that something needed to happen, and the Tway obviously looking to be a bit more innovative, looking to lap that ball past that fine leg area. Mshlanga was up for the task. He bowled it quicker into that leg stump and got just rewards there.
Yeah, Christian de Toy trying to ramp it. My argument always would be, Rafiq, they're in a difficult position, only scoring at 5 runs and over. There's 5 men out on the boundary. Take the single options. We know you can easily turn 1s into 2s on this field and wait for the bad delivery. Mshlonga's been bowling well the whole day so far. He's been on the money at the wicket, so a bit of a risk, but this time did not pay off for Christian de Toy. As you see, Vian Rufen take to the middle now.
Yeah, Vian Rufen, Pretoria boy, plies his trade in his London area Eastern Cape Iinyathi team at the moment.
Oh, on the money again. Half chance back at the bowler as it's hit down to long off.
Yeah, Knights applying pressure here, and I think that is what got that wicket from de Toy. So excellent start and excellent bowling by the Knights at the moment. Again, new batter in Rutphen, Niemand out there in the middle on 6. Former SA under 19 cricketer Jason Niemand.
Vicksburg Knights keeping the pressure on, and we just know it's one of those small just principles in the game. If there's pressure, if there's dots building, it is difficult, especially for new batsmen in the middle.
Again, Mshlanga, like we said earlier on, looking to target the stumps, just conceding the single with 1 ball remaining in his second over. He's been excellent for the Knights. Just on Jason Niemand, he's been statistically been their best batter this season, averaging at about 43 at a strike rate of 136. He scored 139 runs before this match. Again, slightly quicker this time from Mshlanga. Should only be 1. And that's the end of the 7th over. 37 for 3 after 7. Like we said earlier on, the Knights would be quite chuffed and quite pleased with the start with the ball for them.
They'll be very happy with that, and I don't think Mshlanga would mind those singles, but the batsmen have to work really hard grafting that ball away. They wouldn't necessarily like to play that square on a straight ball, so he wouldn't mind that, I believe. He's got a lot of confidence, already picking up 2 wickets thus far in the East spell, only conceding 4 runs so far.
Change of ends for Johan van Dijk. He's had a better start to the ball, believe it or not, this game. Previous couple of games has been quite costly with taking the new ball. He has conceded more than, he's conceded 10.4 to the over in this format, but he's picked up wickets, 6 so far in this campaign. And with the field spread, you'd like to contain and still keep this Eastern Cape Iinyathi lineup quiet. But like we said earlier, his job is also to take wickets.
This one a bit fuller, driven to mid-off. They come through for a quick single.
Yeah, Johan van Dijk bowls with good pace. If you look at a lot of these Eastern Cape Iinyathi batters and the conditions that they're used to down in his London, wickets sometimes low and slower. You've been spoiled with some good batting wickets up here in Bloemfontein this season.
This one worked to deep square leg and they come through for a single. I must say it's been a terrific bowling performance such far from the Flexbrand Knights. We've spoken about how they've not capitalized necessarily on every power play from a bowling perspective, but today they've come out and they've shown the goods.
If you look at this field, Johan van Dijk set to bowl some hard lengths here. That one pitched up and driven down the ground to that long on-fielder, and they're coming back for the second. Just looking at some of the bowling options still left for the Knights. Apart from the guys that have bowled so far, you would expect Jacques Snyman to come into the attack at some stage, bowling his off spinners, but Ruben de Tooy, also another left-arm spinner that might just get a chance to turn his arm as well. Oh, Masisanda Magala!
Great stop there at backward point.
What a stop there by the big man. Yeah, Magala has been excellent for the Knights in the last game that took place here. Picked up 4 wickets for 12 and basically winning the game for the Knights against the Eastern Storm in a shortened match. And yeah, just at that stage, at the athleticism that he's shown out there, they're unbelievable. Again, some width from Johan van Dijk. Play down to that third man area. They're going to look to come back for the second. Good running by the 2 batters out in the middle, and we've commented earlier on and mentioned how important it's going to be today to run well between the wickets. There is a big ground and there's going to be a lot of 2s out there on offer. And that is why I also think the Knights decided to bat first, because I think it's going to be difficult to defend on such a big ground. Last ball of the 8th over.
Good line and length. Oh, run out opportunity possibly, but a misfield from Johan van Dijk. It was a good over from him. Brings the end of the 8th. The Eastern Cape Iinyathi find themselves 45 for the loss of 3.
Like we said earlier on, the winner of this match, this qualifier, obviously progressing straight through to the finals. The loser will have another bite at the cherry when they'll play the winner of the eliminator match between the Garden Route Badgers and the Mpumalanga Rhinos. That final obviously being played on Sunday, the 23rd of November. And the loser of this match will have to play another game on the 21st of November.
Rafik, you called it right. As we see a bowling change, Ruben de Tooy brought into the attack from the Loch Logan end. Spin has worked well so far today for the Flexbrand Knights.
I'm not surprised to see the Tooy in the attack. On this big ground, spinners have been very successful. You look at the likes of Tandi Chabalala in the past. And the Knights will be quite happy with the fact that they're not conceding any boundaries, just the odd singles and ones and twos here and there.
They're bowling really superb, and it's difficult hitting into the wind in the mid-wicket region now. We see big slash stopped at backward point. The mid-wicket regions against the wind. It's a long boundary. Ruben de Tooy bowling from where Mbongi Shlanga left off. This one worked down to long on, running hard, but they'll only settle for 1.
Yeah, the Knights, I think that's maybe one of the main reasons why de Tooy came into the squad today. A lot of right-hand batters out here for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, and a good matchup for the Knights having the 2 left-arm spinners in the team. Oh, that should be a no ball, and it is a no ball. And this one's running down to that boundary. Great stop by Bongium Shlanga. But they're going to come back for 3. And umpire Ntuli indicates actually a boundary. So all the hard work by Bongium Shlanga. But it's also going to be a no ball. So just a bit of momentum to the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. Not a great end to this 9th over by Du Toit.
It's very odd to see a spinner probably thinking the ball slipping out of the hands. As you see a no ball free hit to come as the Eastern Cape Iinyathi reach 50. Reverse, trying to be fancy, misses out on it, wants to hit the ground.
Yeah, you can understand why he was looking to target that area of the ground with the fielders up, but unfortunately missing out. Du Toit would like to close this over out without much damage. Does give a bit of width, but straight to that sweep on the offside. So the end of the 9th over, and 53 for 3. That Du Toit over went for 8. Just that one bad ball in that over where you felt, and again with Ruben Du Toit, the consistency not always there from what you expect from a left arm spinner.
Yeah, but spin definitely seems to be the answer today. As you see yet another bowling change. Shlanga bowling his 3rd over now from the Willows end. He's been superb today, conceding only 4 runs and taking 2 crucial wickets for the Flex brand Knights.
Yeah, 3 men out on the leg side for Shlanga. And he's been quite superb in his first 2 overs and the start to his 3rd as well. Not leaving the stumps. Making sure that he's bowling wicket to wicket.
This one hit down to long on, only for single. As we do get a sense that the breeze is slightly picking up. The movement of the trees and the sound of the wind. So we're bowling here in the 10th. Eastern Cape Iinyathi 54 for 3.
This time just short of that fielder at long on, Seth Fledermaus. And again, not great discipline with those fielders out, taking a chance. And he's lucky that that ball just fell short of that fielder at long on. Was
This is what pressure does, Rafiq. We've seen it time and again where pressure's building. They're trying to release that with a release shot, but it's not going to work down the ground. Double stepping. Goes to long on region. Quickly recovered, only for 1.
Just the one, and it's going to be 1 ball left in this 10th over. Where we'll find ourselves at the halfway mark, and you're starting to ask yourself what would be a good score on this wicket and what would the Knights be comfortable defending or chasing. Again, a big sweep coming out to play and a miss. That's the end of the 10th over. 56 for 3. Halfway through the Eastern Cape Iinyathi innings. And again, under pressure here. Something's got to give at some stage. But you still get the feeling there won't be a lot of boundaries scored on this field today. And there's going to be a lot of hard work out in the middle for the
The wait is over and the teams are ready. T20 Challenge is back.
Sun is shining and I feel so good.
Come show us your moves from anywhere in South Africa.
'Cause it's a good day for it, a good day for it.
Meet the stars, feel the vibe, and experience the thrill.
Again,
Ruben
good
Toy.
keeping. And the umpire's
Oh.
given him.
Fantastic wicket keeping from Gian Klutter as he quickly removes the bails, and the wicket has fallen. Ruben de Toy just hitting his line in length, and Jason Niemann trying to go over the cover region.
Yeah, Jason Niemann departs for 19 of 22 balls. He's just looking to give himself some room, looking to hit over that offside area, and just left his crease for a bit. Excellent keeping there by Gian Klutter. Got that bails off quickly, and that was the end of Jason Niemann. And again, you just sense that that's the pressure telling. That's the pressure, and something had to give. Jason Niemann looking to accelerate the scoring, and unfortunately for him, he has to depart.
Yeah, we see that a lot when the pressure starts building, that especially against the spinners, batsmen start moving their feet a bit more, trying to find areas to unlock and score through. We saw it in the previous over, double stepping, coming down the ground, trying to get something to go in their favour. And this time around, Jason Niemann missing the ball, having stepped out of his crease, and Gian Klutter doing excellent work behind the wickets, removing the bails. And that's the 4th wicket down. In Eastern Cape, Iinyathi find themselves 56 for loss of 4.
The new batter making his way to the middle, the wicketkeeper Malika. Yeah, so the selection from coach JP Trichard and the panel to bring in the Tway pays off. Left-handed Malika just plays that one down to that long off fielder just for one. And with the left-hander making his way to the crease, might also be an opportunity for Jacques Snyman to come into the attack.
I was just thinking the same. I think he will have eager to have a ball, seeing how the spinners are faring today.
Quicker this time by Du Toit, and driven through the covers. That's a much needed boundary for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi.
Rafiki, we're just speaking about the consistency of Ruben de Toit, not that one a bit faster. It was wide, had width on offer, cut away in front of square, and they get a boundary, much needed boundary here for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, as they move to 61 for the loss of 4 here in the 11th over.
Good cricket here by Vian Ratvan, just helping himself to that single after getting that boundary. And then you just sense that there's going to be those looking to rotate strike is going to be important on this wicket. Malika playing this one out to that deep square leg fielder just for one. Last ball of the 11th over, and the Tway would want to close this over out and make sure that not too much damage is being done. Pulled away, should only be one. They're running hard. Good fielding in that on that deep mid-wicket boundary. And that's the end of the 11th over. 64 for 4. Big wicket there by Du Toit, but still conceding that 8 runs.
Yeah, big wicket in that over. Loss of Jason Niemann, as Mbongi will close off his spell. He's been excellent today from the Willows end. He's bowled 3 overs, only conceding 7 runs and taking the 2 crucial wickets. One of them being the captain, the skipper, Nathan Roux, opening the batting. So he would like to finish off his fantastic spell here today at the Mangaung Oval.
With Offord. Oh, that was a difficult chance. But it's going to run away for 4.
Oh, bit of width. Smash back to him. Going through the hands. Half a chance, but was too fast for Haasbroek here at long off to cut down. And that's a much needed boundary for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi.
Yeah, that was hit hard by Rathven. Looks a dangerous cricketer. Oh, inside edge, just down to Magala. And they're going to go through for 1. So just the one bad ball from Mhlanga there. We offered some width, but the next ball back onto the money.
Just feel that Vian Rathven trying to go through the gears here. Put pressure back onto the flex brand Knights. He's looking in good knock so far.
Yeah, Malika will look at these big pockets here through this mid-wicket area. Lots of 1s and 2s for him. Pulls that one away just for 1. Three balls left in this spell from Mbongi Mhlanga. He's been absolutely superb for the Knights, or the Flex brand Knights. Again, just wide, but luckily for him, straight to that extra cover fielder where Jacques Neyman does the fielding. A meter to the left or right, you could have seen maybe another boundary for Rathven.
Moving the feet, hitting it to deep mid wicket. And it clears him barely. And that's the first maximum of the day. Vian Rathven, what a strike.
Yeah, Rathven showing his intent, looking to up that run rate. And just over that mid-wicket, deep mid-wicket fielder. And that's a much needed maximum for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi.
We were earlier speaking about that short boundary from the Willows End mid-wicket region. Vian Rathven making full use of it in this over. Big over here for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. Oh, as we see a wide.
Yeah, if you are going to take a chance today, that's most probably the area that you're looking at targeting with the wind. Slightly shorter boundary. And that time around, Rathven clearing that boundary. Oh, what a big wicket! Mbongi Mhlanga. He gets the big breakthrough. That's the big wicket of Vian Rathven.
So on his final delivery, he gets the final laugh. He ends his spell, conceding only 20 runs and taking 3 wickets. Vian Rathven, who's been looking superb, trying to put the pressure back on the Flex brand Knights. He has to depart for 25 runs from 17 deliveries. He's hit 2 4s and that 1 maximum. Eastern Cape Iinyathi find themselves 77 for the loss of 5.
Yeah, just when Rathven started to look dangerous, Mhlanga strikes and he gets his 3rd wicket. An excellent bowling spell by Mbongi Mhlanga. Bowling his 4 overs, conceding just the 20 runs and picking up 3 big wickets for the Knights. Joined here in the box by Arya van Wyk. As we see the new batter making his way to the middle, Michael Copeland, formerly schoolboy cricketer in Gauteng, played for the Central Gauteng Lions, also played a lot of cricket down in Boland, now finds himself at the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. Cricketer that can be a dangerous customer. Happy to see this bowling change, Aya, as we see Jacques Snyman coming into the attack.
Yeah, I think it's a great decision. Thanks, Raf. Left-hander batting. I think they sensed the opportunity to squeeze a couple of dots here to Malika. That was a big wicket they took with Rufen. He looked quite set. Well bowled by Mhlanga. He pushed it wider to protect the shorter boundary. and Mangaung it's a long on for 1 run.
Yeah, you could sense, obviously, in that last over from Mhlanga, well aware of the short boundary and looking to bowl it slightly wider. Got it wrong once or twice, but ultimately getting the big wicket of Vian Rathven.
Yeah, that was a massive wicket, Ruffin. He doesn't mind if there's boundary fielders, so he's going to keep on hitting the ball over the boundary fielders. So that was a big wicket. As we see a dot mid-wicket in play now. That means there's only one short third, as the Knights realize opportunity for a couple of dots. As Copeland, he gets off the mark with a ball down the ground too long on. Well bowled by Snyman.
Yeah, Jacques Snyman's played a good supporting role with the ball for the Knights. Picked up 4 wickets in this campaign at just under 7.
Ball going out to sweeper for Malika. I think the Knights is in a good position here. Raf felt with Ruffin at the crease that the Iinyathi could maybe were on their way to post something of something to bowl to their bowlers rather, and that wicket just halted their momentum now again as I made the bowling change to Simon immediately. So Knights stay again on the front foot here as Simon, he's finishing out the 13th over as Malika, he walks over, sweeps the ball from the stumps to deep, only one to the deep square fielder.
Yeah, it's got to also complement the ground fielding from the Knights. We saw them cutting down those angles, getting the ball in quickly, and sometimes just preventing that second run. And if you look at this outfield and field today, you do get the feeling that your fielders should be on the button when it comes to that.
Yeah, 100%, Raf. I think that's where a lot of teams in the middle, they get stuck here because they keep on looking at the boundary options, but that's hard to come by with a big playing field like this. You're going to need to be smart about your options in the middle, and you're going to need to run well. Luckily, as you just mentioned, Raf, the Flex Brand Knights, they have got a nice young team, as we saw a change of ends from Ruben du Toit, which makes sense because he's bowling to the longer boundary, got away with that ball on his leg side to the left-hander.
Pulled away, just short of that deep square leg fielder. So the Eastern Cape Iinyathi can ill afford to lose another wicket at this stage of the game. Still feel that a decent partnership should still get them to something that they could bowl at. Again, a full toss straight to that deep square leg fielder. So du Toit just inconsistent at the moment, just bowling the odd bad ball or two in between some very good deliveries.
Yeah, he got away with it so far this over, Raf. Bowled 3 very poor deliveries, as that one's slightly better. Malika hits it down to the long off fielder for a single. Knights, Flex Brand Knights outfielders, nice and it's a young. There's quite a lot of youngsters, so that helps in terms of getting speed to the ball. Good fielding team.
Big LBW shout, and umpire Valdo Lateghan says that was gonna hit, and that is the end of Michael Copeland. Another big wicket here for the Flex Brand Knights. And Ruben du Toit, Copeland departs for 3, having faced 5 balls. So, again, momentum to the Knights. And just the Eastern Cape Iinyathi team losing wickets at regular intervals. Can't get any momentum. No significant partnerships so far either.
New batter to the crease here for Iinyathi, and it's the last recognised batter. It's Harder Skutser. He also hits a hard ball. Must say, Iinyathi, they are full of hard hitters in this team. With Copeland, not a good option there. Across the line, straight in front of the stumps. And the only ball Ruben du Toit got right so far is over. He picked up the wicket. So the Knights, they'll be happy with this. As Skutser will face his first ball.
Yeah, Harder Skutser used to play for the Northwest University. Picker. Decent cricketer. He'll play a role with the ball later on as well. And last ball of this 14th over. Again, just play down the ground for one. Good end to the over by Ruben du Toit. After 14 overs, 86 for 6. The Knights in control here.
Yeah, the Knights would love another wicket here, ref, and that will be. It might be the kind of the final nail in the coffin for this innings. But while these two batters are still at the crease, Iinyathi, they still have a chance of posting something of significance, as Snyman will continue from the Loch Logan end.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier on at the halfway mark, looking and targeting a score of maybe 130. At this stage, that 130 looks far off.
Must say, ref, what we saw so far, there's no real demons in the wicket. I think the Knights bowled well, they bowled accurately, especially in the power play. Iinyathi lost a couple of soft wickets. But it looks a good pitch. It looks a good batting pitch, and if you apply yourself well, it looks like you can play your shots and you can get value. As Snyman, he starts with a dot to extra cover to Kutser.
Yeah, and the Knights have got some batters in form. Oh, not great keeping there by Gian Klutter. This one's going to run away for 4, and it's going to be 4 byes as umpire Ntuli signals. So just a little bit quicker, but unfortunately for the Flex Brands Knights, conceding the 4 byes.
Again, ref, just that new rule change. It puts the keepers also under pressure for down leg catches, as that normally would have been wides, but now it's considered as byes.
Yeah, and as it is, we're sitting with one of our umpires, one of our better umpires in the Free State in the box, Heinrich Killian. Big appeal for LBW. Umpire Ntuli not interested. And we saw an interesting one, was it last week or in one of the last games here, where the batter looked to give himself some room. I think it was Kabelo Sekokuni. And obviously looking at that wide line, and the line obviously also changing. Maybe umpire Killian can give us some of his insights as to the new wide rule.
Yeah, thanks, Rav. The new wide rule is actually quite interesting. It puts a lot of pressure on umpires as well. I think for quite some time we've got that figured out, that everything down legs wide. But now with the law changes, it makes things a bit, I would say, a bit more complicated for the umpires. But I feel that the bowlers also should get something, For example, that ball just missed the batter, keeping it inside that line, or actually the heel of the batter there, giving him that little bit of extra room for the bowlers to air maybe, or to make a little bit of a different play. It brings a different element into the game. Coming back to the point you made earlier, Rav, about Sekukune, is what happened in that specific delivery was he actually wanted to switch hit, and as soon as a batter does that, both sides become offsides, and you interpret the wide exactly as offsides. And yeah, I think at that point in time it was handled correctly. So yeah, that's also something that we don't always know.
No, spot on. And again, very good point that you make there, because you were actually the standing umpire on the day, if I recall.
Yeah, Rav, I was, and what was quite nice to actually have a look at was the captain Grant was at the non-striker, and he asked me, is it because he switched hit, or he tried to switch? And I said yes, that's exactly the reason why he accepted it. Afterwards he actually came into the changing room and had a conversation with us, and he wanted us to explain what happened, not just explain what happened, but also the new wide rule, because the players also just want clarity on that. But I think all in all,
ball in the air yet to long on over the fielder's head for 6 as Ruben de Tooy, he pitched that one up hard as Koetser. He took the bait, he hit the ball with the wind, good option, and that's 6 runs for Iinyathi over Longon's head. Sorry, Heinrich, just interrupted you there.
No, the excitement is understandable. That was a great shot. But yeah, like I said, it brings a new element into the game, which is good. But we also just need to remember it's still a trial period, and it's being done from the ICC downwards. So it's just a trial at the moment to see what works and what doesn't work. And we obviously need to give feedback as umpires, as the whole PCT team needs to give feedback on this, and then there'll probably be somewhere in the off-season decision will be made if we're going to stick with it or not. So for now we have it, and I think it's actually a great thing that we are trying new things and trying to bring different elements into the game. It just once again creates the newness, and we all know that as soon as something's new, we're all excited about it and stuff like that. Yeah.
Thanks, Heinrich, for that explanation. Yeah, I think Ref, I like the leg side wide. I think it's a quite false interpretation of the game that it must be an offside game, offside heavy game, and that the bowler is supposed to bowl on an offside. I think that actually happened after the Bodyline series was viewed as negative, because it is. I mean, if a bowler is only asked to bowl on the stumps or outside off, it does give the batters a slight advantage if the batter knows he's not going to miss the leg stump. So I enjoy that. It gives the bowler a bit more freedom to hit the stumps, actually, as a lot of wickets gets taken by hitting the stumps. So
great insight there from an umpire. And again, like you mentioned earlier, unfortunately a number of the players sometimes do not understand the changes within the laws or the rules. So again, just fascinating to listen to that, as we see a bowling change also from the Loch Logan end. Seth Vleermuis coming into the attack, the off spinner. We did predict that spin might play a huge role in these conditions with this big outfield.
Yeah, Iinyathi, you've got 4 overs left in the innings. 103 for 6 as Koetser, he's coming back for 2. That's good running between the wickets. It's a big playing field. Cole Abrams had long on. He needed to make a lot of ground there. The ball wasn't timed that well, and they start the 17th over with 2 runs. Seth Vleermuis, he's bowling from the Loch Logan end to Malika. As he comes down the wicket, takes him on over his head. Ball spliced in the air, and good catch by Ruan Ashbrook. That's another wicket for the Knights.
Yeah, no, excellent catch. And again, just like it seemed like the Eastern Cape Iinyathi gets a look to get a bit of momentum. That's another big wicket. That is the end of Malika. He departs for 12 of 13 balls. And again, 105 for 7 in the 17th over. The bowling change has worked a trick for the Knights. Seth Vleermuis picks up, could be his first wicket this campaign.
Yeah, strange dismissal there for me, Raf, to be honest. I don't see Malika as a big hitter off the ball. I don't think that would have been his role at all. It looks like Koetser is a good hitter off the ball. Maybe Malika just needed to keep on playing his role, running hard between the wickets. And again, because of that dismissal, that's just another momentum halt here for Eastern Cape Iinyathi. And the Flexbrand Knights, they have another opportunity to squeeze a couple of more dots to the new batter here, and I'm sure that's what they will do. They'll bring them at wicket into play and squeeze a couple of dots to the new batter, Msletlwa. Alindile Msletlwa, he's a new incoming batter. And again, another
Yeah,
Very welcome wicket for the Flexbrand Knights, if I can put it that way.
Yeah, I felt totally unnecessary on this ground today. You sense that you can easily get batted eights without taking too much risk. And so difficult to understand what the thought process was from Malika trying to clear that fielder. Just putting his team under pressure again. New batter in. Still only 4 fielders in the circle.
Yeah, as we see that, but wickets into play here. That's where they're going to try and squeeze the dot, as they do, back to the bowler. And that's sometimes as unawareness of the batter batting at the crease. If he loses his wicket as cheaply as the previous wicket, now all of a sudden there's another dot to the new batter, which puts the other in batter under tremendous pressure to score boundaries. And now Coetzee is asked to hit boundaries towards a long boundary against the wind. So that sometimes if batters at the crease don't make smart decisions, that's the ripple effect it has on the rest of the lineup.
Yeah, Coetzee 12 not out at the moment. He's done fairly well for his team, but he's got to see them to a decent total. 1 ball left in this 17th over. Should only be 1, but he's going to retain the strike. With 3 overs left in this Eastern Cape Iinyathi innings, 107 for 7. Spoke earlier on about 130. That looked like a total that could be on the cards. And again, anything 130 could still be defendable.
Yeah, I think it was another spot-on decision by the captain to bring on Federmaus. He bowled to the left-hander towards the shorter boundary. Malika isn't known as a big hitter off the ball, and that was a fantastic over. Only conceded 4. You could sense there was a small partnership building, but that wicket again just halted the momentum. And Eastern Cape Iinyathi, they're under pressure now to post something of anything significance. It's 107 for 7 after 17, as we see a bowling change here from the Willows end for the Flexbrand Knights.
Yeah, Johan van Dijk comes back into the attack. You do expect Malusi Siboto to bowl the 19th over maybe from the other end. And let's see if Van Dijk finishes off with 2 overs from this end. Oh, unlucky for Johan van Dijk. Not a bad delivery, but inside edge, and it's going to run away for 4 to that fine leg boundary. Much needed boundary for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi.
I think Coetzee will enjoy this, Raf. I think he's going to enjoy pace on the ball. There's a shorter boundary towards the leg side with the wind. I think Johan van Dijk, he will try and hide the ball on the offside, as we saw the previous ball. And I think Coetzee is going to fancy his chances here. It is easier to score when there's pace on the ball. And we might see now bowlers and Captain Malusi Siboto start going into depth plans, as that first ball conceded a boundary.
Pulled away. That's a big hit. That's the second maximum of the game. You said earlier on that Ardis Coetzee does hit the ball hard, and he clears the boundary. Dug in short there by Van Dijk, and Coetzee was onto that in a flash.
Yeah, it looked like a pace off delivery there, Raf, and Coetzee, he spotted it quickly. And must say, he cleared that boundary with ease. He didn't try and hit that ball hard at all, and that boundary was cleared by ease. And a slight warning sign here for the Knights. Van Dijk, he's going to need to be very clever with his plans and execution here, as I think Coetzee will target this over. Already 10 from 2 balls. So Van Dijk, he's under pressure. Third ball of the 18th over. Pace off again.
Yeah, that time the length was a lot better. They are going to come back for the second. Much better length with that pace of delivery, unlike the previous one that went for the maximum. So just again, bit of momentum again for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. This partnership now worth 14 runs.
Good awareness from Sletchwa, the non-striker, to come back for 2 there. Yeah, I think that's the important thing, Raf, with variations and slow balls. You still need to ask a good question from the batter. So if the batter is going to spot it, he still needs to hit a good shot. Whereas with that maximum, the ball was kind of sitting up from a long length, and it could have been dispatched easily.
Again, it seemed like that was also pace off. Again, much better execution by Van Dijk. And almost expected that delivery if you look at third man and fine leg up. So the batter should be expecting that type of delivery.
Yeah, fine leg, third man up, long off was quite wide. We can expect the balls to be outside off here, maybe pace off for third man up. Van Dijk clawing himself back into this over, pace off again, well executed.
Good comeback here by Johan van Dijk. And it's going to be quite crucial for the Knights to ensure that they don't let the Eastern Cape Iinyathi off the hook. Flex Brands Knights quite good with the ball so far. 13 balls to go in this innings.
Interesting to see what Coetzee is going to do. Is he going to take one to retain the strike the next over, or is he going to try and capitalize?
He is going to get the one just to that deep mid-wicket fielder, and that will keep him on strike. So after 18 overs, 120 for 7. I do get the feeling that there's a lot of, as you said earlier on, there's not much demons in this wickets, in the wicket, and we predicted a score of early on of about 130. It seems like they could go past that predicted score. As we see Sasanda Magala coming in for the 19th over, and I would then expect Malusi Subota to bowl the 20th over from the Willows end.
That's important for the Knights to finish well here, Raf. They don't want to give the Eastern Cape Iinyathi a sniff now with conceding 2 big overs. So it's very, very important, especially the 20th over, to finish well. They've been bowling well this inning so far. You get the sense that this is not enough from the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, but again, you don't want to give them any sense of momentum going with the ball and, let's say, try and defend a 150. If you can keep them down here to under 140, you do get the sense that it's not enough, but it's important to execute well and finish well here and be, very clear on your plans. As Gala is into the attack, 5 boundary fielders, 3 on the leg side, 2 on the offside, no mid-wicket in play.
Magala, you can expect him to also take the pace off here. And if you look at this field with fine leg up, third man up in the ring, and asking the batters to hit him to that long boundary. Said earlier on, he's been absolutely superb in the last game, especially for the Knights, picking up those 4 wickets for 12 in that shortened game against the Eastern Storm.
I will be very surprised if he bowls any pace on deliveries here, Raf, with this massive boundary towards the leg side. As I said, we have a pace on delivery, but well executed, nice and full.
Now Magala bowled 2 overs against the Northern Cape Heat, another 2 against the Eastern Storm. So this will be the first time that he has will be looking to bowl more than 2 overs in a match.
Vital hand he got on that ball. It's a new batter to keep him on strike. Well done by Magala, good awareness.
Should only be 1. They are going to look to come back for the second, but that will keep Coetzee on strike. And I suppose that is what the Eastern Cape Iinyathi would like to see at the moment, is for Coetzee to be facing most of these remaining 10 deliveries.
He's definitely going to need to look for a boundary here, Raf. 10 deliveries left in this over.
I think it could be 9.
9, yeah, it should be 9 balls if I counted correctly. So you just get the sense that this ball's going to need to go. It's interesting to see if he's going to maybe try and lap this delivery towards, because of the long leg side boundary. Stand still, and he hits a pace off delivery into the air.
That was actually a no ball. Didn't pick that up, but Our umpire in the box actually indicates to us he's quite aware. He indicated that that previous ball from Magala was actually a no ball, so that was a free hit. Not too much damage done ultimately, but two runs nonetheless. And that keeps Hardes Koetser on strike.
Wonder what's his options going to be. Doesn't make sense taking on that massive long leg side boundary. Maybe give himself room, as he does. And he hits it over into extra cover, well fielded. Base off delivery again from Magala.
2 balls left in this penultimate over. The Knights will still be pleased with the position that they find themselves in. And you would expect and think that they would fancy their chances to be chasing down this total later on. Mentioned earlier some of the batters in good form. Haasbroek, Cole Abrams, 2 openers, Snyman and Klute. Down the wicket. Top shot there by the youngster Msletwa. And it's a much needed maximum.
Yeah, ref. This again, don't really agree with the pace on delivery. That's how you can generate power is on this ground, is pace on. It was a great shot, don't get me wrong, over the bowler's head for 6. And just, towards the long leg side boundary into the wind. You want to leave it to the batter to generate the pace. As Magala bowls a slow ball into the wicket, 1 run to the leg side boundary.
Not great awareness and fielding there from the Knights. Giving away an extra single. And every run on this wicket is vital. So just sloppy there. Looks like a throw that came in from Ruben de Tooy. Unfortunately off target. And that's the end of the 19th over. 134 for 7. So they've gone past that 130 mark. They've given themselves something to bowl. 2 with 1 over remaining. And that's going to be bowled by the captain Malusi Siboto.
Vital over in the context of the game here, Raf. You could sense that of this partnership of 29 that Iinyathi, they do have a bit of momentum now with them. They had a good previous over. Sloppy fielding from the Knights, and that's exactly what they didn't want. So just to bring back the Iinyathi slightly into the game, as we see a fielding change here for Malusi Siboto. It's quite evident what he's going to do. He's going to hide the ball from the shorter leg side boundary. He's got a deep point in the offside. He's got a sweeper out or deep cover, a long off, and only 2 fielders on the leg side. So it's very obvious what Siboto is going to try and do here. Let's see what Koetser's plan is going to be. Is he going to walk over, stand in front of his stumps? Or is he going to try and hit the ball straight against the side screen?
Yeah, the plans are out there. Let's look and wait and see if the execution matches that plan. Malusi Siboto, an experienced campaigner.
Important 6 balls coming up here, Raf. In context of the game, you can just sense that Iinyathi, they are getting belief as well executed inside the offside wide line. Siboto, Koetser hits it hard into the offside. Only 1 run conceded. Good result for the Knights.
Yeah, this partnership has now grown and it's 30 at the moment. So good partnership between Koetser and Msletwa.
Won't be surprised, Raf, if this is a pace off delivery outside off. Try and for the batter to drag it towards the leg side. As Msletwa, he walks over. Well executed. Yorker inside the offside wide line. Terrific execution by experienced campaigner Siboto. Vital dot.
Malusi Siboto has bowled at critical stages for the Knights, either in the power play or at the death, and has only conceded 7 runs to the over. And that says a lot, especially if you consider the stages of the game that he's been doing his business. Oh, good call there by umpire Waldo Lategan. The batter just walking across to that offside, and obviously that wide line obviously changes with that. just spoke earlier on to umpire Heinrich Kilian about the new wide rule.
It's terrific execution. 3 balls in a row inside, on the white line, on the paint. That's terrific execution. Let's see if you can do it a 4th time. Again, wide.
This time around, yeah, it does. Batter stands still, and Siboto just errs in his lines there, and an extra run to the total.
Don't mind that. Plans are clear. That was, that was quite close. So good execution still by Siboto. He's bowled a terrific over so far, only conceding 2 from 3 balls in his last over for Iinyathi's innings.
Excellent execution there by Malusi Siboto.
Oh, this is a very underrated skill, Raf. As a bowler, to be able to bowl 4 balls inside that offside wide line, it's extremely difficult skill. Very underrated. Great bowling from Siboto. All of a sudden now this doesn't look enough, Raf.
Again, Siboto executing well. Only one. You've got to give him a lot of credit. As I mentioned earlier on, he does bowl, at crucial stages, either in the power play or at the death, and he does execute well for the Knights.
It's one thing to set a field like this, but if you can't execute the plan with the ball, Raf, the field is useless, and the execution has been magnificent.
Last ball of the Eastern Cape Iinyathi innings. Are they going to get past that 140 mark?
That's wide, slightly wide.
Yeah, you're obviously clear to see what his plans are, and unfortunately the execution at that stage just letting himself down. But like you said earlier on, you don't mind that. You know what he's looking to do.
Interesting to see what Kutzer is going to do. Is he going to hit the side screen?
Good execution again. Should only be 1. They are going to look to come back for the second. The throw wasn't that great. And they do get the second run, and the total is 140 on the dot. So the Knights will need 141 runs to win this game at Mangaung Oval today. This qualifier, massive game.
I think the Flex brand Knights can be pleased with that. Rufen looked dangerous in the middle, but I think the Knights started well with the ball at least, and bowled well, bowled discipline. Siboto finished the innings well, which left the Knights now with the momentum. My honest opinion is I don't think that's enough, but the runs are on the board, and I think the Knights can back themselves. They can fancy themselves to chase this down. I feel that's below par. To get them into the finals, Raf.
Yeah, again, a good partnership here for the 8th wicket that got the Eastern Cape Iinyathi to a total of 140. But like we said, excellent bowling by the Knights, and backed up by some decent fielding. Got to say that the pick of the Knights bowlers, maybe Mbongi Mshlanga, he picked up those 3 wickets, but well backed up by the other bowlers. And as you mentioned a couple of times during the commentary, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of demons in this wicket. The Knights have been batting and playing well on this ground. They would be looking at Kluter and Snyman to provide them with a good platform that can hopefully get them over the line here, and hopefully for them in the final. Like we said earlier on, the loser of this match still has another bite at the cherry, but the Knights find themselves in a good position here at the break at Mangaung Oval.
The wait is over and the teams are ready. T20 Challenge is back.
Sun is shining and I feel so good.
Come show us your moves from anywhere in South Africa.
'Cause it's a good day for it, a good day for it.
Meet the stars, feel the vibe, and experience the thrill.
That's huge. That is out of the park.
Support your favorite team in your favorite city.
Brilliant catch.
Bring your energy, bring your passion. Hashtag bring on your moves.
Bowled in.
I play for the Hollywood Best Dolphins.
From the DP World Lions.
The Alphabet Warriors.
Goldwash Boland, World Sports Betting, Western Province,
The Mutiram Tuskers.
Northwest Dragons.
The Momentum Multiplier Titans.
Get your tickets for the T20 Challenge now and be there for the action. Hashtag bring on your moves. Woza nawe.
And welcome back here to the Mangaung Oval, where we are watching the Flexbrand Knights against the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, the first qualifier. So whoever wins this match goes straight to the final in this T20 knockout series. So the news from the middle was the Knights won the toss. They elected to bowl first. They sent in the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, and they did a good job of it. They restricted them to what we would call a subpar score here at the Mangaung Oval, restricting them to 140 as they look to chase this down here and secure their spot in the final. I'm joined in commentary by Arya. Welcome, Arya. What are your thoughts as we enter the second half of this match?
Yeah, thank you, John. Welcome back to all viewers here to the Mangaung Oval. I think my honest feel is that is below par, John, and I think after winning the toss this afternoon and deciding to bowl first, this is exactly what the Flexbrand Knights would have hoped for. They should back their batting lineup and chase this, bat well in the middle overs, run well between the wickets, take their options, and I think the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, they don't have enough balls or overs to defend this below par score of 141 for the Flexbrand Knights to chase.
Yeah, so the weather forecast today was a bit dim. We've received a lot of rain. There was projected thunderstorms this afternoon. The clouds have stayed away. It's a beautiful day here in Bloemfontein, and the conditions are just in the favor of the batting. We saw in the second half of that Eastern Iinyathi innings how they batted easier, how they were scoring runs. Good knock, a couple of cameos. But yeah, they still have to chase 104 at the end of the day. You still have to get the runs on the board. This batting lineup has been fantastic this year. This season they've been batting well, the Flexbrand Knights, and they look to start their run chase.
Here we go. Inning starts already. An interesting decision from Eastern Cape Iinyathi. They are starting with opening batter and off spinner Lishle Sasane from the Loch Logan end. And very interesting to notice as their two opening seam bowlers in Maslekwa and Totana, so leading wicket takers in the competition. So already a very interesting decision by the Iinyathi to open with off spin. As Snyman, he just punched that ball down the ground to get the Knights innings going. As Klute will face his first ball off Sazani from the Loch Logan end. And yes, John, I agree. The runs are on the board. That is what Iinyathi will be thinking. As Klute, he already used his feet there. Takes Skamperting to short third.
Gian Klute, he's been in good form this season. A couple of half centuries. We were discussing it in the break. The two dangerous seamers that is in this Eastern Cape side.
Third ball of the first over in the power play for the Knights. Simon missed out there. Offside fielders up. As we see long on and deep mid wicket as boundary fielders. Sasane fast into the pads. No run to mid wicket. Tidy start here by Sasane.
Tidy start, also going quickly through his over. This is the fifth delivery already. Only conceding 2 runs. This time it's cut hard. It's through the cover region. And it's going to go away to the boundary. Jacques Snyman opens up his scoring with a beautiful boundary there. That the Flexbrand Knights 6 with a loss of none with 1 delivery left in the first.
Yeah, interesting ploy here from Iinyathi. First of all, to open with spin, and then second of all, that your spinner is bowling over the wickets. That opens your offside field because of the angle, and they only had 4 offside fielders, so easy pickings for Jacques Snyman as mid wicket goes over to cover, and Snyman just picks his single. Great batting by the season campaigner, and it's 7 off the first over.
Yeah, some experience showing Gian Klute and Jacques Snyman opening the partnership here for Flexbrand Knights. They've batted well together. Jacques Snyman not in the best form he would like to be in. Not been a season he would be necessarily entirely proud of, but he's a formidable player, having represented South Africa with 1 cap. As we see the end of that over.
New bowler into the attack. It's Harris Kutser. Harris Kutser, he's a good cricketer. He bowls a heavy ball, hits the ball hard, and he's gonna open an account for Iinyathi from the Willows end. As we see a boundary field as his third man and deep square. I think Harris Kutser, he also has a slip in place. I don't think he's gonna give a lot of hoof here. Simon is gonna need to bat well as Kutser will look to hit a hard length here in the power play.
Oh, as we see that first one just move a bit away, it's good line length, bit of width. We know that Jock Snyman and Gian Kluter like bat on ball. They love scoring boundaries. And they know this field.
After one ball, Kutser, he takes out his slip, goes to mid-wicket, realizes he can't give any whiff here. We saw in the first innings there was no movement whatsoever of the seam, so yeah, I think Kutser he's going to be quite happy to keep it nice and tight as we see the second ball here in the second over of the power play. It's more or less the length you want to be bowling in power play cricket. Hit the splice, top of the stumps, ask the batter to hit the ball straight over the bowler's head. Tidy start here from Kutser. No run of 2 balls. Unusual, John. Cool, strong westerly blowing breeze here today in Bloem.
Double stepping, and he's
shot.
hit it big down the ground.
That's out of here.
That is out of here.
Stadium.
That is
What
a massive
shot.
hit.
Snyman coming down the wicket, meeting Harris Kutser's length, and he just deposited that into the car park.
That is massive for you.
That is a massive shot. Not much the bowler could do there. He hit his length. He bowled a good delivery there. As a third umpire, he comes out with a box of balls. I don't think they're going to get that ball soon, as that ball went over the roof of the long room into the road behind the stadium, which connects the cricket stadium with the rugby stadium. And yeah, I think we're going to have a search party here, but I hope they have the keys for the gates, because that is where that ball went.
What a statement here from Jock Snyman. Bit of pressure in the first couple deliveries, and advances down the ground and gets all of it.
Yeah, I just mentioned the cool westerly wind that's blowing strong today into this corner of the long room, and Snyman picked that up from its length. Ball just hanged in the wind and took it over the roof of the long room. Much needed. That settles any early nerves which the Flex Brand Knights change room might have had in this run chase, which is not enough runs. And if you could play a shot like that, it just shows the quality of the wicket as well. So sometimes, John, small things like that previous boundary is big things in the overall feel of the game. If you lose an early wicket in a small run chase like that, the fielding team is in the game, everyone's interested, the energy is up. But then if you deposit the opening bowler out of the ground, the energy is already, as you can see, body language is down of the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, and the Knights, they feeling more confident in the change room. So big event. It's only a 1-ball event, but it's a big event in the context of this qualifier.
Couldn't agree more. The mental battle. Harris Kutser has bowled well the first couple deliveries, and that ball wasn't necessarily bad. As you see a fielding change, mid-on going to long on.
Yeah, after one shot, short third is brought up, long on is pushed out. As Kutser, he also goes immediately, pace off. Leg side wide.
We've been discussing the leg side wide this inning so far, but Baldulatachan decides that is a bit too wide for his liking.
Yeah, Kutser, he's under the pump. Yeah, I can see that 7 already halfway into his over, the second over of the power play here of the Flex Brand Knights. It's a good length there. Snyman, he punches it straight to extra cover.
That's the beauty of T20 cricket, is that there can be these moments where you can just feel everything shifts. One shot, one delivery, and you could just feel that statement from Jacques Snyman really left a message here.
Yeah, Stefan Rui, he just gives a bit of guidance there to Harris at mid-off. It's important for Harris Kutser to finish this over well, claw himself back into the game. Full toss into the pads. Jacques Snyman will be filthy with himself, missing out on that bad ball.
Bit of an audacious appeal there. Just drifting down leg. One delivery to go here in the second.
Yeah, Kutser just clawing himself back into the over. Wouldn't say the previous ball was the best ball he's bowled, but nonetheless, it's 2 dots here in a row. Snyman will fancy another boundary here to finish the second over in the power play.
Excellent delivery in the block call as he concludes his over, conceding the 7 after being smashed for 6 on the third delivery. That's his second over, finished 14 for the loss of none.
Yeah, Kutser did well there to finish that over out for Iinyathi. That over could have travelled the distance, but he clawed himself back into the game with 3 dots. And the Knights, they are 14 without loss after 2. They're chasing 141 for a place in the final on Sunday. And the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, they had a struggling innings to stumble their way to 140. Good emphasis shown by youngster Vian Ruffen. He was last year matric at Hoërskool Waterkloof, and also Christian Christian de Toy, he looked dangerous, and at the end Harris Kutser, he played a vital hand as we see a bowling change. One of the top wicket takers, actually the top wicket taker in the competition, Andilele Mshlekhwa from Eastern Cape Iinyathi, is into the attack from the Loch Logan end.
And straight away, Gian Kluter, who loves that cover region, goes over the top and gets a 4. We saw it previously. He loves going over the top, and he gets his first boundary.
Yeah, not a good start there by Mshlekhwa. If you play a lot of cricket, or saw Gian Kluter play a lot of cricket, even for the Proteas back in his day, we all know that he loves whiff, and that is in his arc. So great start for him. That's his first boundary, and the Knights are off.
This one guided down to third man. They're running hard, looking for the second, but they won't get it. Yeah, I was just wanting to say, it's the previous over, that statement Jacques Snyman made with that 6, is both men in the middle are prolific hitters. They can clear the boundary with ease, and we've just seen it now in the beginning of this over. Gian Kluter showing his class. I mean, the psychology it plays with a bowler, that if you get it wrong, these guys will capitalize on it.
Yeah, as we see in Schlettway, he's going to bowl to Snyman with a long on and a deep square. As the offside field is up. You can't bowl there if the offside field is up. That's whiff the wind to the short boundary. 1, 2, 3 bounces into the boundary rope. Snyman, he's off to a flyer here for the Flexbrand Knights. Has another boundary been scored.
Pressure here early on for the leading wicket taker in this competition. He's gone for 2 boundaries already in his 3 deliveries. The Knights move on to 23 without loss of none.
With this field being set, John, the Eastern Cape Iinyathi bowlers, they are forced to bowl very tight. That's more the line you want to be bowling. You can't afford any with this field set, and especially with Jacques Snyman, who loves room. And that previous boundary he scored, he just gave himself some room moving towards the leg side. And that's Schlettwey. He's really under pressure here, under the pump in his third over of the power play. Follows Snyman, but Snyman, he's up to the task. He pops it over mid-off. There's a big chase on, and they will come back for 2.
Excellent stuff here from Jacques Snyman. He's taken the initiative. The run rate achieved currently is just under 9. They're dealing in boundaries and twos at the moment. Looking very dangerous here in this opening power play.
Last ball off the third over in a power play. Full and straight. Snyman, he bumps it down to long on for 1. Fast start for the Knights here. They are 26 without loss after 3. Just notice some heavy clouds here towards the south, John, in the interval. As we can't really see it from the commentary box. It's at the back of the box. So I wonder if that would play a factor in how the Knights will go about this, as a Duckworth-Lewis match needs to have 6 overs in this. 5 overs in the second innings. So the Knights, they are off to a good start, and they're above the par score. Something to take in mind while chasing the score.
I think they are keeping that in mind, but they have put themselves in a very favourable position here in 3 overs. So at this moment, it's in their favour if it were to go to Duckworth-Lewis.
Good study. He's going to continue from the Willows into Snyman. Good length. Snyman, he bumps it down the ground to long on. They're coming back for pushing for 2, and a fumble from the boundary fielder means Klute, he can come back easily.
No momentum here at the moment for the Eastern Cape. Iinyathi. Small things are not working in their favour as the scoreboard keeps ticking. Jock Snyman has come out with intent, and he's looking to do as much damage as he can. Pull straight to mid-wicket.
Our field being set here, deep square long on, again means that whiff can't be given. I think this plays slightly into Snyman's favour here, who's going to hit with the wind towards the short boundary. Two balls into this 4th over of the power play. 2 runs conceded so far as Kutzer, he pitches it up. That's a great shot by Jock Snyman. Terrific shot. Straight lofted drive over middle's head. 2 bounces, 4 more runs.
That is good. Pitching it up, and Jock Snyman and Gian Klute loving to go over the top, and this time he goes over the skipper at mid-off. That's a fantastic shot. Well in control as the Flexbrand Knights move to 32 without loss.
Yeah, beautiful hands from Snyman, straight through the line of the ball. It could be maybe a bit only criticism of that ball, slightly wide from Kutse with this field set. Oh, and that's picked up. That is flat. Watch out! Oh, as the ball hits a spectator, rebound off the tree. And I hope he's okay. He looks okay. Flat 6 from Jock Snyman. That was quite impressive. As Kutzer, it was quite predicted that he might have pulled back his length, and Snyman was up to the task. Deposited over the short leg side boundary.
Fantastic shot. We saw early in this over where he pulled it to mid-wicket and where he practiced going lofted, and he's executed fantastically. 5th ball to come.
Kutzer under the pump. It's a good length. No run. Yeah, I think Snyman, well planned. That's good batting. Good, as the English word will go. It's good nous, knowing that the previous ball was pitched up. He bumped it over middle's head for 4 runs, and to know that the bowler is it's not gonna bowl the same length again. He's gonna drag his length back, and the moment Snyman saw it was slightly short, Jock Snyman, he was up to the task, and he deposited that to the short boundary.
This time it's into the pads, but Jock Snyman pushes out to mid-off. They come through for a single. And that concludes the 4th over. The Flexbrand Knights 39 with no loss. It's been a fantastic display here from Jock Snyman. Power hitting, he's on 32. Gian Klute has been a bystander on the non-strikers end. he'll be eager to get part of this as well, I can imagine.
Yeah, John, they just broke the neck nice and early of this chase, only requiring just above 6 of the over. And that's the beauty of having a good power play as a batting team. There's a lot of pressure here on the bowlers to claw themselves back into the game, which is very unlikely on a very good batting pitch. I think now that two teams has batted on this pitch, looks a good flat wicket, and the Knights should fancy themselves from here.
As Sazani continues from the Loch Logan end, and he's hit over his head. It's running away for boundary, and it's gone all the way. Jock Snyman continues where he left off. And I was about to say, Sazani brought back into the attack, trying to take pace off the delivery. We saw it work well for Flexbrand Knights in their innings. The spinners working in their favour. But Sazani finding trouble here in the beginning of his second over. Oh, this ball misses everything. Goes through Jock Snyman, goes through the keeper, and it's going to run away to the boundary like salt on the wounds. It's been called byes. 4 byes.
Yeah, well bowled by Sazani. He followed Snyman there. Snyman gave himself room again with this field set. He enjoys whiff and he enjoys room outside off. But Sazani followed him in that occasion, and unfortunately for him, the keeper wasn't up to task. That's 4 byes. Iinyathi, they're struggling to stop the bleeding, yes. Sazani is under pressure to keep it tight to Snyman, so that wide is excusable, does make sense. Oh, that's out. Looks like a dismissal, caught and bowled. Good catch good return catch from Sazani as Snyman, he gave himself room again. Sazani followed him, and Snyman, bit unfortunate there. He absolutely smoked it back to the bowler, and a good catch by Sazani to take the Flexbrand Knights first wicket. Jock Snyman, he goes for a very attractive 36 scored off 24 balls. The Knights, they are 48 for 1 after 4.
Yeah, we were just caught off guard with the nonchalant of the catch. Might have thought it was a bump ball, but it was a fantastic catch nonetheless from Sazani. Dismissing the danger man Jock Snyman, who you can argue has done the damage required, putting the Flexbrand Knights in a fantastic position here. 48 for the loss of 9 for 1 here in the 5th over. The current run rate 10.7. The run rate required only being 6. And with this batting depth of this side, you can imagine that it won't be too difficult here for the home team.
Yeah, new batter coming to the crease. School at St. Cillian's College. Is Ruben Ntoy, exciting young player, hits it hard. He also bowled a handy spell off left arm orthodox earlier on in the Eastern Cape and Iinnyathi's batting innings. So this is an absolute dream as a batter to come in. You've got a good foundation, good start from the two opening batters. Your batting team is scoring at 10s, and you've got a couple of balls left in the power play. As Sazani, he bowls his first ball to the toy, played into the leg side for a dot.
And we're just seeing the first signs of the clouds coming overhead to our left, the west. So yeah. This is another dot ball as we just get the first signs of the weather forecast. It's been a good day. Forecasted rain. Stayed away.
Yeah, good start from Sazani to the toy. 2 dots, nice and straight at the stumps. Toy, he played that ball well. Takes 1 too long on. As that concludes the 5th over. The Flexbrand Knights, they are 49 for 1. Great start here for the Flexbrand Knights in their pursuit of 141. And yeah, John, let's say towards the south, it does look quite dark. I just also received a lightning warning on my phone, so it does look like it is coming in. But Duckworth Spa at the moment, I don't think it's on the screen you guys are watching. From its scoreboard, the Knights are supposed to be on 55, so they are well in front of the DLA Spa score. the Knights from here on in just need to bat well, make good decisions, bat well in the middle, and I think they will be safe to host a final here on Sunday.
Oh, first good delivery here. Slower, bowled to the new man in the middle, looking to pull that to deep square leg.
Yeah, just a change of bowling, actually change of ends. That's why he's coming now from the Willows end. He started with a slower ball there into the pitch, deep square, set it, and the third man.
Showing his skills, the leading wicket taker in this competition.
Yeah, Ruben du Toit, he would like to continue from the momentum Snyman produced as he picks that up off his leg, flat for 6, over fine leg. Great shot from du Toit. That's why he erred in his length and his line, and that's easy pickings for du Toit.
As the Flexbrand Knights reach 50, 55 for the loss of 1. Yeah, just going down leg and picked up beautifully by Ruben du Toit, as you said, all the way for 6.
Yeah, Ruben du Toit, he scored a mountain full of runs at school level. A lot of centuries for St. Cyrian College. And he's off to a good start as he comes down the wicket. That's a fantastic shot. Hits the bowler from his length over his head. This is incredible emphasis from du Toit.
This is fantastic batting, yeah.
Yeah, not much wrong with the delivery there, John. You would expect a bowler to hit a hard length, but du Toit, very good power play batting, using his feet to disrupt the length of the bowler, and he hits it over mid on. And the Knights, they are truly flying here.
As we see just in that last delivery, third man being brought up into the circle and long on being pushed out, and that's why that single could occur. As the Flexbrand Knights move to 60 for the loss of 1.
Great batting. Long on sent out. Third man up. It's good to see that a young player like Ruben du Toit, he didn't go into boundary mode there. He was still clear enough to take the single on play there. And it's 11 runs of 3 balls. Another big momentum shift in favour of the Knights.
And for the first time in a long time, it feels Gian Klute on strike.
Yeah, I must say, Gian Klute has been observing a lot of cricket as 2 balls are left here in the power play for the Knights.
And he joins the party, goes over extra cover. It might not reach the boundaries. They bring it back. They come back for 2. He loves going over that offside region.
The Knights couldn't ask for a better start here. Chasing a score, that slightly nervous score of 140. We all know it's not enough, but that's the way to go about it. Good positive decisions, clear decisions. And Eastern Cape Iinnyathi's bowlers are truly under pressure, and their backs are against the wall there, John.
They are truly feeling the pressure here in Central South Africa. Gian Klute happy to see that ball off. And that's the end of the power play. 62 for the loss of 1, as I'm joined in the commentary box by Rafiq. Rafiq, what do you take of this power play?
Excellent power play for the Knights. Great opening partnership. And like Aya said, just sets them up to hopefully see this game out. I must say, quite pleased for Ruben du Toit and the manner in which he came in and showed some intent and positive attitude. Struggled in his previous 2 innings for the Knights. Don't think he managed to get off the mark. And played 2 excellent shots to get himself out there in the middle on 12 with Gian Klute on 8.
It just shows you how much pressure it takes off if the open partnership is strong and is carrying momentum, and that you don't have to go in and scamper to try get everything back on course, as we saw with the Eastern Cape Iinyathi innings. Oh, it's short.
Now, bowling change from the Loch Logan end, Tortana. Also one of the leading wicket takers in this competition. He's been brought into the attack. And if you look at some of the statistics, he's picked up 9 wickets at going at 5.6 and over. So quite impressive.
That's very impressive for T20 cricket. This time he pulls him to that deep square leg region. Fielder underneath takes the catch. And that's the second wicket down for the Flexbrand Knights. Ruben du Toit has to depart for 12. He looked very positive in the previous over. But Totana, the wicket taker, tallies 10 wickets so far in this competition. Comes in and makes an immediate impact for the Eastern Cape in Iinyathi.
Yeah, unfortunately for du Toit, just after the power play with the field spread, one fielder out in that deep square leg position, and he's hit it straight to him. Maybe he was eyeing to look to go over that deep mid-wicket area, or unfortunately for him, top-edged. And that's the end of du Toit. He departs for 12, and he's faced 9 balls. The Knights 62 for 2, so still a lot of work to be done here. As we see, looks like Cole Abrams making his way to the wicket. He's had a good campaign for the Knights. One of the leading run scorers in this competition. He's scored 160 runs so far, and then it's an impressive average of 40. Strike rate of 127.
I believe he's the leading run scorer for the Flexbrand Knights behind Riley Rousseau, who of course has been fantastic in the beginning of phases of this competition.
Yeah, Cole Abrams, he must have benefited a lot from batting with Riley Rousseau for most of this campaign. So the Knights will be looking at him and Kluter to get themselves another partnership. Just make sure that they ease things here. Saw in the Iinyathi campaign innings, struggled to get momentum, just losing wickets at regular intervals. So the Knights will be looking for one more big partnership here.
Nathan Roux has turned to his seam bowlers, his leading wicket takers, and Totana has delivered the goods here in the first over. As he continues, as this one is worked down to fine leg for a single.
Yeah, and just looking at it, Captain Nathan Roux still staying positive. Only got 4 fielders out on the boundary. And especially to the new batter, Cole Abrams, trying to keep him under pressure, keeping that extra fielder in the ring. And to Gian Kluter, he does spread the field a bit more and gets the extra fielder out on the boundary. So 5 on the boundary, 3 on the leg side.
Fantastic delivery there from Totana. He's come in, he's making an impact. In his first 5 deliveries, only conceding 1 run and getting that wicket of Ruben du Toit. As you're saying, Nathan Roux trying to stay positive, but he'll know the name of the game now is wickets. They need wickets if they want to stay in this competition.
Yeah, I agree with you. If you look at the rate achieved thus far, you do get the feeling that Eastern Cape and Iinyathi will have to take those remaining 8 wickets if they want to win this game. But we've seen funnier things happen in this game. The Knights will be looking at these 2 out in the middle to get themselves another partnership. They need 6 and over from here on in. 78 runs to win. That Duckworth Lewis pass scores 51, with the Knights on 63 at the moment, so still ahead of the rate. Yeah, looks like another bowling change here from the Willows end. Could be the left arm spin of Molefi. Gaudi Molefi.
He might just play a crucial role here. We saw how good left arm spin was for Flexbrand Knights. Get a couple wickets here, get momentum for Iinyathi.
Yeah, Molefe, former Jeppy boy, I believe. Comes from the Central Gauteng Lions. Has played a number of other provinces and finds himself now at the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. Cole Abrams would do well just to look to rotate and get himself off strike. It's one way of absorbing that pressure.
Inside edge. They do come through for a single. Cole Abrams getting off strike crucially. This is going to be the interesting battle. The left-handed to the left arm off spin. Gian Klute. Still only on 8. He's been watching most of this innings from the non-striker's end.
Yeah, you'd expect Molefe not to give any width and try and attack the stumps here. Try and get Gian Klute to hit him to that long boundary. And he does change his angle of approach as he comes. Comes around the wicket. Over the wicket for the left arm spinner.
Another dot ball. Bowling well here, Molefe. As we see the clouds are slowly coming in now. It's Quilla this time. Oh, and it's dropped. It's dropped. The leading edge from Gian Klute was there, trying to play across the line. It came back to Molefe, and unfortunately that was a sitter, Rafiq.
That could be a big moment in this game. Spoke about the wickets that you lose in clusters or at regular intervals. This time around, Klute just plays that down to that long on fielder and you'll get one. Yeah, so big chance there for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. Molefe just, unfortunately for him, puts that down. And how big a drop catch will that be?
I can't help but feel that was massive. They just had the wicket of Ruben du Toit, the fall of Gian Klute here, and you could just get a sniff and say, listen, we're still in this. We see that Duck with Lewis Parr now, 56. Flexbrand Knights on 65. A couple more wickets, couple more dot balls, and they do feel they're in this game.
Driven to that sweep on the offside. Totana back in the attack. Hold an excellent first over, just conceding the one run and taking the big wicket of Ruben du Toit. Cole Abrams on 2. Spoke about it earlier on about the importance of, on this big field, rotating strike.
Totana bowling excellently here. You can just feel the pressure building. Flexbrand Knights at a point were achieving 10.7 runs and over. It's fallen down now just below 8 and over now, 7.9. And the required jumping slowly but surely to 6.4. Another dot ball.
Yeah, Abrams just struggling a little bit at the moment to get off strike. Eyeing that leg side, looking to tuck it away into that leg side pockets. Unfortunately for him, straight to that mid-wicket fielder.
Another dot ball.
Another dot ball, and just looking at that run rate achieved early on, the Knights were going at 10s, and at the moment they brought it back nicely, the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. The Flexbrand Knights at the moment going at 7.6, and that run rate required went up to over 6.5. That is what pressure does to you. Cole Abrams looking to release there and indicating that he wants to hit that over extra cover.
And it's just what I wanted to say, Rafiq, is at the moment, Cole Abrams and doesn't seem to have any answers to the problems here. And from the other end, Molefe has been bowling well as well. So tough spell this now for the Flexbrand Knights. As we see this over finished off in style by Totana. He has been terrific. 2 overs, only conceding 2 runs, and the big wicket of Ruben de Tooy. The Knights, the Flexbrand Knights, find themselves 66 for the loss of 2 here, entering the 10th over.
Yeah, a couple of tight overs here from the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. Totana only conceding 2 runs in his 2 overs. Molefe conceding only those 2 runs, so 4 runs conceded in the last 3 overs, and that has brought the Iinyathi right back into this game.
How quickly things can shift, Rafiq.
Just look at that Duckworth Lewis par score at the moment, 62, and the Knights on 66, so that tells you how close it actually is at the moment out there.
And at the point, they would double the par score required for Duckworth Lewis.
Again, just hitting those fielders, creating pressure here is Molefe. As the umpires are consulting, I think there's some lightning about.
Oh, just hearing some lightning.
66 at this stage. Duckworth Lewis par score 62. It's gotten a bit dark out there as well.
Imagine the lights coming on to assist here, Rafiq. No lights will be put on. Umpires have consulted.
Interesting stage of the game here. Umpires have consulted and they decided to stay on. So the Knights would do well to make sure that they try and stay ahead of that par score.
It's getting very interesting, Rafiq. Everything is all of a sudden very, very tight. Only 4 runs in it at the moment.
I can tell you 1 wicket will change it here. As they go through for the single. As we often see with Duckworth Lewis. And 1 wicket changes that par score. So the Knights need to make sure that they don't lose a wicket. Don't want the game to be called at a stage where you fall behind that Duckworth Lewis score.
Cole Abrams continues to struggle to keep the scoreboard ticking. The run rate achieved 7.1. The run rate required 7 now. It's hairline, the difference at this moment.
Abrams manages to get off strike this time around. They are going to look to come back for the second. It's close. But Kluter makes his ground. Not a good throw there from the fielder, making his way from that long on fence. Good awareness though from the Knights and Jan Kluter looking to come back.
Feel the energy in the field at the moment from the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. They understand this game is very close at the moment.
Again, should only be 1. Are they going to look to come back for the second? Not this time. That's the end. Or still 1 ball left in the 10th over. It has gotten a lot darker here with the cloud moving across and over the ground.
Oh, big appeal.
Umpire Lateghan says not out. And you can see Jan Kluter looking to waving, asking for something from the dugout.
This is very interesting, Rafiq, as we reach the halfway mark in this inning. 70 for the loss of 2. Duckworth Lewis passed 68, only 2 runs difference. Now, my question to you is, as a batting side, do you still play positively? Because you still need to keep the scoreboard ticking. But knowing that a loss of a wicket now can be detrimental when it comes to Duckworth Lewis. What is your thinking if you're Cole Abrams or Jan Kluter? not looking to take risk, or are you taking risk at this point?
Yeah, I still think you need to maintain positive. You need to be positive here. You've got to take the weather out the equation for yourself. We saw how that score just keeps on creeping up. Yes, a wicket. You don't want to lose a wicket, but you still got to make sure that you keep the scoreboard ticking and stay positive.
As we see Totana continue his onslaught here. He's been brilliant today. Cole Abrams still struggling to get off them into a rhythm. Coming through for a scampered single. You can hear the dugout just cheering for every run at this moment. It's crucial.
Totana has bowled exceptionally well, especially to Abrams. Bowling that hard length. And Abrams has struggled a little bit to get off the mark. Struggled to rotate striking. Again, you can see all those fielders are on the edge, making sure that they don't give away easy singles.
I must say, this has been a match-winning performance here from Totana for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. He's come in and he's put the pressure back on Flexbrand's Knights when they were cruising. And we've got a very competitive game here, all of a sudden on our hands. Moving away there.
Just short of that fielder on the offside sweeper fence. You sensing here that there's a lot of pressure out there and that these batters need to do something. It would be interesting to see what that Duckworth Lewis par score is after this over. Just sense that the Knights could be slightly behind at this stage. Again, a hard length to Cole Abrams. They're going to look to come back for the second. Wisely decides against it. And that is the end of the 11th over. Or it's just one more ball remaining. So 68 Duckworth Lewis required after this over. The Knights are on 73, so they are 5 runs ahead at the moment. Another single to the score, 74 for 2 after 11. So after the next over, or after the 12th over, the Duckworth Lewis par score is 75.
As we see the water boy being chased away from by the umpires. Bit of confusion in the middle. As we see Covers. Is Covers called? Oh goodness, what is going on? Oh no, the Duckworth Lewis score now for this over. After this over is 75. So
yeah, the Knights would be quite keen to get the covers on at the moment. You can understand why the ground staff is actually being...
Some drama in the middle as we hear a bit more thunder. Some lightning. We're going to continue. Malefe from the Willow's End. You might just feel this over has everything to offer. It's full. Barely kept out there. Gian Kluter.
The Knights need to be at 75 after this over. You can see some rain. Looks like there's some raindrops falling. Kluter getting off strike, 75 at the moment.
We did not think we would have such a competitive match earlier in this game. But there's a lot of deliberation happening here in the commentary box with Heinrich, also one of the umpires that are out there in the field, who's helping us here. But it's gotten much darker. As we come through for a scampered single, you can feel a sense of urgency out there in the field. Each run counting very much at the moment. What an interesting turn of events. You can
Yeah, at
feel
this stage, you'd think if you are in the Knights dugout or camp, you wouldn't want to lose a wicket, because losing a wicket at this stage would up that score to 77. It does look dangerous out here. Just saw some lightning as well,
umpires
and
are talking.
that the umpires also are telling them to leave the field. If it stays like this, I can tell you that the Knights will win this game. 76.4 balls or 11.4 overs bowled. The par score would be 73. And the Knights find themselves on 76 for 2 as we see the ground staff with the covers coming onto the field. And I must say it does look quite dark out here, and we have seen some lightning about as well, which makes it quite dangerous.
This is turning out to be a rather dramatic finish to the end of this game.
Especially if you consider the position that the Knights found themselves in after that power play. And credit to the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, the two bowlers out there, Totana and Molefe, has acquitted themselves exceptionally well.
They've really put on a show, and you can't help but feel this was another 2 overs. The pressure that was being built on the Flexborough Knights, that Duckworth Lewis score might have been looking different, not in their favour, because they were finding it difficult to score in the last 6 overs actually.
Yeah, so as it stands, the Knights actually 3 runs ahead of that Duckworth Lewis par score. And again, if you look at the conditions out here at the moment, it does look quite dark. Those clouds that we spoke about from the south and southwestern side of the town has suddenly moved in, and I would be quite surprised to see us getting back onto the field.
Fortunately, I have to highly doubt that we'll be seeing further play. We're seeing a lot of rain just in the distance as these dark clouds are coming in heavy as the ground staff continue adding covers.
Yeah, so might be a nice opportunity while we have one of our umpires sitting here. Heinrich, if you will join us and maybe have a bit of a chat with us. It's always difficult being an umpire in these situations. In your opinion, as we see the rain falling, the right call that was made?
Hi, Raf. Thanks again. Yeah, this is probably the most complex part of umpiring, is to get these things 100% correct. We always try to get as much cricket in as possible. So I feel that the timing was correct, because we saw the weather about, and we saw the lightning coming closer. And as soon as the lightning was too close for comfort, they left, giving the ground staff enough time to get the covers on. However, if lightning happens, then you know that you have a time limit that you have to be off the field in order for that to happen. What now becomes crucial is how many overs are left, how much time is left. So those things becomes really very important at this point in time. So the umpires, it seems like they're off the field, but they are doing calculations then, using all kinds of mathematical equations to get back onto the field, because we can't start later than a certain time.
Do we lose overs immediately from this point onwards?
Yes, we do. Seeing as there's about 8 overs left, that should give you about 32 minutes. So definitely start losing overs immediately. Also, the ground staff also needs time to get everything in place. And as we speak, the lightning just hits just outside of the stadium. So I think the right call was made. The timings actually was also quite spot on from the umpires. So when these things happen, there's a lot of factors that come into play. Like you just mentioned now about the times that you need to be off the field when it comes to lightning and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you want to get as much cricket as you want, or as you can, and also the safety. So there's quite a difficult balancing act when it comes to player safety and actually protecting the game as well, to get as much cricket.
No, absolutely. Yeah, quite insightful, Heinrich. And obviously, like you mentioned earlier on, even if the rain stops, the ground staff still needs to get the field ready. That all takes some time. You mentioned earlier on about 30 odd minutes maybe for those 8 overs. So I suppose that if we stay off, it's now 15:40, 15:39. If we stay off for longer than 30 minutes, we might not be able to go back onto the field.
I think as of now, if we stay over 30 minutes, the game is done. 4:10, we need to be done in any case. So, and the rain is coming down hard now, so it really becomes a problem. So yeah, I think the assessment was correct by the umpires, and I don't think us going back at this point in time is going to be possible at all.
A different vantage point for you today. You're having a bit of a more of a bird's eye view. Otherwise, you're out in the middle, looking at the popping crease and looking at the batters. How did you find that today? It's interesting if you sit up there. And do you guys as umpires also go out afterwards and go and have a look at the decisions that you made, or?
First of all, I when it rains, I'm glad I'm not on the field because it really becomes a problem, and there's a lot of thinking that needs to happen, and calculations and all that kind of stuff, which makes it very, very difficult for an umpire. So yeah, I'm glad that I'm not on the field today, but it's our way of getting staying part of the game. It's you under pressure the whole time, makes it worthwhile as well. It's quite nice. We didn't get the necessary skills to maybe play at this level, but now we get to umpire at this level. And yes, Ralph, we do actually have a look at our decisions. We do have match refs. Today's is Rudy Birkenstock. Just a slight note, he played for Namibia over 60s World Cup. So yeah, we're all part of the cricket fraternity, not just umpires. So we have a look, and there's cameras on us, and we have a look and see, where can we better ourselves. It's not about criticizing and stuff like that. It's about how do you get better? What do you do to get yourself in better situations, better positions to make decisions and stuff like that. It does help a lot for future. You might have made a mistake today, and as long as it's not repeated, then I think nobody will have a problem with that, as long as you don't repeat the same mistake over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So yeah, deliberation after a match does happen, and to be honest, I think it's crucial. It's important for the betterment of umpiring as a whole.
And I can tell you the ground staff struggling out there at the moment. You can see it's coming down quite heavily. There's some thunder and lightning about, and you can see some of the, the covers they haven't even managed to get all the tires onto the cover. So one of the covers have actually blown off. It's difficult to see how we're going to get back onto the park at this stage. And I suppose if you were a Knights supporter, you would not mind at the moment, because as it stands and the way we've calculated it, the Knights are currently ahead of the rate. And if that's the case, they should then, if they don't go back onto the park, proceed and go through to the final of this CSA T20 Challenge Division 2 match or competition.